Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Oakland Center for Spiritual Living on another beautiful Sunday here. Want everybody to get comfortable. We just had a beautiful meditation. If you're just joining us, we're going to stay in that meditative state. Sometimes, as a musician, especially as a pianist, I like to just sit back and let the music do the talking. We have a very special, lovely musical guest, Jennifer Johns, who will be joining us later. But for the first 3, 4 minutes, I just want us to get into a contemplative space. Everybody take a deep breath. If you feel comfortable, turn on your screen and wave at someone. And I've been thinking of these three concepts lately as we step into a new chapter and just still in the beginning of the year, a new season, a new time in our country. Just thinking of new beginnings, thinking of how we can contribute, thinking of our collective energy and spirit and what we're bringing into that collective energy and spirit. So this song is going to be an instrumental song. Just contemplate on those concepts, just the collective energy, the collective spirit that we're bringing to our community, to this world right now, and what we're all contributing to that. So as we go into our contemplative space, just want us to think about collective energy, collective spirit, the vibrations that we're sending out into the world. Collective energy, collective vibration, positivity, give thanks. And now I'd like to introduce Maureen. Good morning and blessed morning to everybody.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much, Kev, for bringing your soul and your light to us to this space this morning. It really helps to start off this service in such a great space. So thank you. Welcome to the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, where we teach spiritual principles and practices that nourish us, uplift us, and celebrate our oneness with all of life. Welcome to those of you joining us via Zoom this morning, and a special welcome to those of you who are joining us for the very first time. It's great to have you here, and if you'd like to stay connected, please send an email to Constance Chapman, our administrative coordinator, at constance@oaklandcsl.org. In order to maintain a sacred space this morning, I invite you to please make sure that your microphone is muted and your video is turned off. Thank you. Now let's go ahead and take a moment to bless our children. Our children are our future. We honor all our youth and children in our community and the world. We love you. We see you. You are Spirit's gift to us. Thank you for being in our lives. And so it is. I have some announcements for you today. First off, this coming Wednesday, January 20th, Reverend Eloise Oliver is back speaking on the here and now. Meditation is at 6:30 and services are at 7. And if you've ever been to hear Reverend E speak, you know she always has something really wonderful and insightful to share with us. Visioning class starts on Tuesday. Sign up now and be a part of a transformative movement using visioning. Practitioner Constance Chapman and Reverend Sally Bartholomew are teaching this 6 weeks certified class. Visioning is a spiritual practice where you engage in the organic nature of manifestation and awaken to your transformational nature. If you want 2021 to be the year you listen with your heart, increase your trust in your intuition, have fun, and do some good work, sign up now. Registration is on the events page and on the upcoming classes and workshops page on the website. Visit the virtual courtyard after service today to speak directly to Practitioner Constance and Reverend Sally about the class. The Diversity Circle is back. The first topic of 2021 is death and diversity. Practitioner Doug Myers and Sri Devi Ramanathan will be leading a discussion on how various cultures and religions view death and its relationship with life. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a really interesting topic. Join them at 7 p.m. on Friday, January 22nd by Zoom. Love offerings are accepted. Zoom and offering links are on the events page of the website. If you're a voting member of Oakland Center and would like to serve your village, consider applying to be on the Board of Trustees. For more information, contact Deborah Jackson, and you can download an application from the homepage of the website. The application outlines what the position would entail. Deadlines for this application is January 31st. Reverend Jerry's Women's Spiritual Transformation Group is starting back up again. It's starting back up on January 31st for another 6-session series. Sign up on the events page of the website. This is some very important news I have to share with you. Our Facebook page, the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living Facebook page, is on the move. So be sure to check your Facebook feed and the Village News to get the new Facebook page info. Why is this important? Because it is going to allow us to live stream our services. So it's important that every one of you go onto Facebook and like the page, because the more likes we get, the more marketing we get out into the world, and we can share this wonderful center with all the people that can see it. We currently have 58 likes. We need to get to 100. So if we could make this our goal to get to 100 likes by the end of this weekend, and we have a long weekend, let's do it. 100 likes is what we need. Make sure to go to your Facebook page and like the new Oakland Centers for Spiritual Living page. Be on the lookout for the village news and visit oaklandcsl.org to see all the groups, ministries, and other events happening at the center. And again, be sure to go in and like that new Facebook page so that we can live stream our services to as many people as we can. And now, for one of the best things about service, I think, is to go ahead and take a moment and read our vision and mission statement. The vision of the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living is to joyfully reveal the love and oneness of God. We are a welcoming and inclusive spiritual community dedicated to individual transformation and collective growth. Our purpose is to love, inspire, and serve our community and the world through education, music, prayer, and play. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful week. And I'm going to transfer it over to Teresa Gardner.
Good morning. Wow, thanks. Thanks, Maureen. You always do such a beautiful job when you host. Thank you so much. Well, my name is Teresa Gardner, and I am a licensed prayer practitioner here at our center. And I'm here to tell you that our theme today is here and now. That's our theme for the day. And if you'll just relax, I have a couple of readings like we normally do. Just relax and let's just take a breath together and open and receive this beautiful wisdom. And the first reading comes from our founder, Ernest Holmes. How much of this infinite good is ours? All of it. And how much of it may we have to use? As much as we can embody. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And our second reading is by Iona Van Zant. Forgiveness frees us from the pain of the past and moves us beyond our mistakes in the future. What you give is what you get. Let's take a collective breath. This beautiful day. Opening and inviting the Word of God to commune with us today in this perfect intelligence. This one that has created everything out of itself. The mountains, the stars, the rivers. It is the source of all life. Everything living within this one magnificence, this one perfect, whole, and complete love that spills over and gives us this life. And we, each of us here, we live and breathe and move within this one. Perfectly sustained, perfectly supported. This good is what's present right here, breathing me, breathing you, breathing all of us everywhere. It is our heart, our mind. It is the wisdom that we open and accept its guidance, to be the love that soothes all lives, that heals all hurts. and let it overflow from my heart right here, right now. And this day, oh, this service, it is blessed. It is blessed. And the beautiful word that is spoken by Dr. Marilyn, as she is divinely guided right here. We open and receive her wisdom, her expression in the unique way that she delivers it. It uplifts us, it guides us. And we remember we are whole, and it is good and very good. It unites us, for we are one. We live and breathe in this oneness together. We hold hands. We laugh and sing and know our truth as this one. It is something to celebrate right here. And divine right action is present. For we are God in action now, in the here and now, right here. We let it be, knowing that all is well, all is good. We give great thanks. And join me right here in this beautiful vibration of answered prayer by saying, so it is. Amen. Ashe. Love to pray. So now we have the beautiful Jennifer Johns to sing to us and melt our hearts.
Oh, bless you. I love you too. Thank you. So in honor of the good Reverend today, I love singing what I believe should be the true national anthem. I don't think that we want to sing about bombs in the air. We need to sing about love. Kev, can you mute yourself? Lift every voice and sing until earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies, harmonies, harmonies of liberty. Let all rejoicing arise, 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 as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun, this rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on until victory. I love you guys so much. I am holding you guys all in such deep prayer, holding you close to my heart with all of my love. I miss you, but I trust that you all are staying safe. It is my honor and my privilege to introduce Reverend Sally Bartholomew.
Oh, We are so blessed, Jennifer Johns. Thank you so much. Kev Choice and Jennifer Johns. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. And I am Reverend Sally Bartholomew, a staff minister here at Oakland Center. And it is my privilege this morning to welcome Reverend Dr. Marilyn Leo. She is our guest speaker today. And many of you may already know about her, but let me tell you a little bit more. Reverend Dr. Marilyn Leo has been part of religious science since childhood. Her father, Reginald Armour, was very close to Ernest Holmes. And when they were young, they grew up together. The family spent much time together. But let's bring you forward to the present moment. Marilyn was honored in the Science of Mind magazine just recently, the November 2020 issue. She was on the cover. So if her face looks familiar, this may be why. And inside of that edition of the Science of Mind magazine, there's an interview about her and a brief article by her. And it's in it, she's talking about her most recent book, Mother of a Mystic, Life of Anna Holmes, which has come out. It said in my notes here that it would come out in December, and that book has been published. So Marilyn has been honored to participate in the celebration of Science of Mind magazine's 90 years with several articles by her and the primary article in the October 2017 edition. So I could go on and on and on about Reverend Dr. Marilyn, but I think that we would be best served just to simply turn it over to Reverend Marilyn. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Reverend Sally. This is very different for me to be on virtual, talking to you all, but we will, it's a new experience, and we'll just make it the best wonderful day that could happen. I was going to tell you about 3 wonderful activities, and I will talk to you about them throughout the talk. But I see that with all of your activities, and I've thought of a couple of more, there are dozens of wonderful things that are going on in January. And the 3 that I am thinking of course, is the publishing of A Mother of a Mystic. And on the 30th of January is going to be the beginning of the Season for Nonviolence, which is commemorated every year. And the third thing is, I don't remember what it is right now. Oh, I know what. It's Ernest Holmes' birthday. Ernest Holmes' birthday is this coming Thursday, January 21st, and he'll be 134 years old. So we will talk about that at the end of the lesson today. But the lesson today, the title is Here and Now. And I would like to begin with one of my very favorite, probably is my very favorite book by Ernest Holmes, The Voice Celestial. He and his brother Fenwick wrote this, this epic poem, and it was published the last year of Ernest's life. So I'm just going to read one little stanza, which I think is very apropos for today, tomorrow, what are they? And what was yesterday? Where are they now, these days, of which I speak as real? Are they but dreams? Perhaps the now is all that does exist. And so with that, we will just move into our lesson for today. And when you hear dogs in the background, I apologize for that, but there are 3 of them and I cannot control their barking. So here we go. And I'm hoping that they will go to the other side of the house and you won't hear them. But for the moment, they seem to be here. So I would like to begin with a story about a young couple who they were very happy. They lived in a nice home in a nice neighborhood. Everything was going beautifully. And let's call them Peter and Betty. And don't anybody think I'm talking about you, because I'm not. The story is mine. Anyway, they have a loving home and children. And one day, Peter came home from work and he was just miserable. He was so depressed. And his wife, what in the world is the matter? I got laid off. These people, this company, don't respect their employees, and they just let people go, and I was one of them. And Peter was a great salesman, but evidently the company did not need his presence anymore. And so it appeared that jobs were hard to come by, and the days passed, and Peter became more and more depressed of the prospects for another job with the same income and the same in a new position. But Betty would encourage him, and as Peter would take his daily walks, he would talk to his neighbors, and they all was trying to uplift and inspire him. But finally things got so bad that he just sat on his front porch every day, and people would come and visit, but then they didn't, no more, because there was just self-pity. And he would just not paying attention to life itself. He just thought his world had come to an end. In the meantime, well, first of all, when people did come to visit, all he did was talk about gloomy things and how pity me, and how Betty wasted time on housekeeping, and he had every complaint in the world. But so people just got tired of listening to it, and they quit coming to visit. And so of course this made him all the more depressed. Excuse me. In the meantime, Betty had been attending Center for Spiritual Living in the neighborhood. And, excuse me a moment, please. And there were classes beginning very soon. And so she told Peter about the classes, and she said, it might be a really big help for you if we both took the classes. It'd be a help for both of us, be uplifting and inspiring. And it would really be a wonderful thing for us to do. And Peter just said, I don't need a class. I need a job. I don't, what good is a class going to do? And Betty believed that if Peter could just begin thinking in a different way, as she was learning in her church, that Peter would again be a happy person, and the whole family would be happy. So she encouraged him, or some people would say she nagged him into thinking about it. And she said, but maybe that this would help with some of your problems. He said, what problems? I don't have any problems. I just need a job. And Betty continued to nudge him and to attend the class. And finally, he said, well, what would we do with the kids while we're at class? Well, the class is in the morning and the kids will be in school, so we don't need to worry about them. And there's always someone to help take care of them if the need were to happen. So they did attend class, and they learned about universal truth, about God or spirit that is everywhere, and that each of us lives in that universal life. And we use its intelligence and receive wisdom, and that each of us has the opportunity to express ourselves in new and more creative ways. And when we acknowledge these principles, our life becomes a much more wonderful place to live, a more wonderful place to be. So what each of us believes about God This is what they learned, that whatever we believe about God is the influence our entire experience of life. If we believe that the will of the universal spirit is for us to suffer, then guess what? That's what we're going to experience. We're going to suffer. But the will of God is never towards suffering. It is always for happiness, and it's for joy, and it's for the expression of life in its very fullest. That self-expression is creating, always creating. And therefore, the will of God, of spirit, is to create our lives in accordance with the will of God, the will of nature, the will of goodness. The nature of God and the will of God are one and the same thing. It is the same as the will, the power of God. And yes, things are going to happen in our lives, and they're not always happy, but they're experiences. And when we have this strength, this truth within, this knowledge within ourselves, we can come upon and create a different life when these unfortunate, shall I put it, things take place. And of course, we know there are several unfortunate things that are taking place in America right now. But we're going to talk about peace, because that is where our consciousness needs to be. As we learn about different ways to change our lives are going to change. As we learn different ways to think, not what to think, because that's up to you, that's your free will. But if you just think about how the best expression of your life is to be, that is the life that you're going to have. And so one of my favorite principles of life is divine guidance. For I believe that when I turn within, that there is a divine guidance. It is a principle. It never changes. It is always there. And it responds to us as we believe. It is through every circumstance. It is the law of attraction and repulsion. At any rate, continuing the story, Betty and Peter returned home from that first class. And of course, Betty was always turned on because she was turned on before that. But Peter said, I don't know, but it's interesting. And so I will continue to study with you, and let's go next week. And as they returned each week and studied at home together, their lives slowly became better. And of course, the only thing that can happen is for Peter to get a better job, the higher abundance, money coming in, greater benefits than he ever had before, because his thinking about himself, his thinking about what life is, his thinking about where his inspiration comes from changed. And when that happened, his life, of course, had to change. It has to, because we live in a world of everything following the consciousness of our thought. Probably one of the most important subjects of the day is about peace. We all want peace, but different people have different ideas of what that means. So some say, well, it means no war. Well, that's great, much greater than that. And others say, well, it's when we're all in agreement, we all think the same. Well, that isn't really good either, because God gave us the opportunity to think for ourselves. We can think wonderful, inspiring thoughts, or we can be depressed and think not so very good thoughts. And still others, say that when there is no longer hunger, no longer homeless, homeless people. Everyone has employment to their liking. Well, that too would be an effect of peace. But my favorite is when everyone is acknowledged as the same, equal, at the same equal level as everyone else. We are acknowledged at the same equal level as everyone else. I say, when there's a total understanding amongst us all of oneness, when we understand that oneness and who we are in that oneness, each of us is a living expression, the essence of the one life. There will be no divisiveness in thought or in deed. We will have different appearances, different ideas, different approaches to challenge, but we respect and we listen to one another, to others' opinions, and they listen to ours. And they listen without judgment, and we listen. Most importantly, remember, we're the only ones that can change. It's us. We are the only ones that can change. So we inspire others to also change their way of thinking and listen without judgment. And statements such as, oh, that's a crazy idea, or how can you be so stupid to believe that? No, our thoughts and beliefs are valuable and heard. What I think of myself is what I think of every other being, and will reflect back as to what others think of me. And what I think or believe about every other being is what I think and believe about me. So let's begin this year in loving ourselves. Take care of yourself. Watch what you are thinking, saying. What do you believe about everyone else? What do you believe about your neighbor? What do you believe about yourself? Are you the essence of God? Is your neighbor the essence of God? God is everywhere present, and we are living in that present life. Our life is in the life of God. So those three activities that I was talking about, I really want to share with you a little bit about it. And then we are going to close in a few moments with the prayer for world peace. And that was by Ernest Holmes. First, I would like to share with you, though, about Mother of a Mystic. Now, Ernest Holmes, as you probably know, I'm not an expert, as some people might call me, expert on Ernest Holmes, but I have studied a lot about him. And he was a wonderful young man, born of Anna. Anna had 9 boys, and she lived to be 98 years old. And every day, she and her husband and all of the boys sat around the kitchen table and read from the Bible. Also, during the day, Anna would read poetry to the boys. And Ernest had the mind of a child who could memorize things very, very easily. And he, just hearing a poem 2 or 3 times, he could then memorize it and speak it without ever reading it. So that was one of his gifts. He's a delightful boy and man, because I only knew him as a man, of course. 134 years old this week. I wasn't living that long ago when he was a boy. So I just, sometimes I say things and they're not quite correct. Anyway, another thing that's going on now, it's his birthday this Thursday, and their centers around America are celebrating his birthday. I know Rainbow Johnson is celebrating the evening of his birthday on Thursday, the 21st. But the archives, of which I was the founder of the foundation, the Science of Mind Archives, every year, Reverend Kathy Mastriani, who is the director, she celebrates and has a virtual birthday party. So here's the information on how to, so you can participate, because lots of things are going on. And there's a silent auction that begins, I think, today or tomorrow. There are musicians such as Karen Drucker and Glenn Lloyd. Let me think what his name is. Gary Lynn Floyd, that's it. And Barry Ebert and Park Peters. Lots of games. I think there's a virtual tour. And like I said, there's a silent auction all week long that will close on that day. And that will be at 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. So I invite you all to check into the Science of Mind Archives and attend that birthday party. Then the third thing I was going to talk about briefly was the Season for Nonviolence 2021. Thank you. I'm glad you have that slide. So in the 64 days, and it begins on January 30th and through April 4th. And there are many ways in which you can be a part of that. You can go to the website that you're looking at, agent website, or Global New Thought Association, or you can go to the Science of Mind Archives and find out about it and find out how you can participate, not just in your thinking about the possibility of nonviolence, of peace, but just the actual action, and you will see it form before your eyes. I know this is true. I truly, truly believe it. And now I would like to share with you from 365 Science of Mind. This was put together some years ago by practitioner Kathy Julene, wonderful young lady. And the last writing in the book is a prayer for world peace. Now, if you prefer, you can use the term for our country, but there is another prayer that Ernest wrote for our country. But this one is for world peace, and I think it's very appropriate for the world today. The earth is the Lord's and fullness thereof. And please, it's in first person, so if you just make the words your own, just embody the ideas. I know there is but one mind, which is the mind of God, in which all people live and move and have their being. I know there is a divine pattern for humanity, and within the pattern, there's an infinite harmony and peace, cooperation, unity, and mutual helpfulness. I know that the mind of humankind, being one with the mind of God, shall discover the method, the way, and the means best fitted to permit the flow of divine love between individuals and nations. Thus, harmony, peace, cooperation, unity, and mutual helpfulness are experienced by all. I know there will be a free interchange of ideas, of cultures, of spiritual concepts, of ethics, of educational systems, and scientific discoveries, for all good belongs to all alike. I know that because divine mind has created us all, we are bound together in one infinite and perfect unity. I know that all people and all nations will remain individual, but unified for the common purpose of promoting peace, happiness, harmony, and prosperity. I know that deep within each person, the divine pattern of perfect peace is already implanted. I now declare that in each person and in leaders of thought everywhere. This divine pattern moves into action and form to the end that all nations and all people will live together in peace, harmony, and prosperity forever. And so it is. Thank you for being with us today, and thank you for listening to my words, which you've already heard, I'm sure, many times. But at least today we are celebrating special things that are taking place in our world. So let's celebrate in peace and in love and in harmony. And let us be that. Let us be peace. Let us love and be in harmony with all of nature. For the nature of God is the nature of that we are. We are the nature of God. The will of God is the nature of God, and it is the power of God, and it is within each and every one of us. Thank you. And now, Reverend Sally, thank you very much for having me visit with you today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Leo. We appreciate your presence today, and we appreciate the reminder to be the peace, the love, the God qualities that we want to call forth. We need to be that. So thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing that prayer for peace with us and letting us know that we can find it in the 365 Science of Mind daily guides at the very end there. That is fabulous, something that I'm sure many of us will refer to later in the day. So thank you. So now as we move into our time of conscious giving, I believe we'll have a slide that we can say our affirmation. We'll give it a minute to come up on the screen. Okay, here it is. So this is a new year and we have a new start. So let's say this together as we consider the gifts that we give to this community. This gift I give is God in action. It does good work in the world and it blesses creation. And so it is. And as you know, during this time of the pandemic, and we're not together in the center, but you can go out to our website and we've got many ways that you can give. There's our donate button found on the website, www.oaklandcsl.org. Or if you prefer, you can text 510-327-3431 and just tell us how much you want to give in that text message. So thank you so much. I will be turning this service over to practitioner Teresa Gardner. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Reverend Sally. Oh, what a blessing, Reverend Dr. Marilyn. Thank you so much for sharing Spirit's wisdom and your experience. Can tell you're just beautifully grounded in divine truth and love. And thank you for sharing yourself with us today. We're also grateful for our beloved musicians. Oh my goodness, Kev Choice and Jennifer Johns. Wow. Thank you so much. And Maureen, as always, she does such an incredible job. And our tech team, we couldn't do this without them. And each one of you, we couldn't do this without you. You make a difference here. And thanks for coming with an open heart. Thank you so much. Okay, well, you know the practitioners love to pray and commune with Spirit, right? Okay, so, it is our foundation of our teaching, prayer, and our 5-step spiritual mind treatment. Well, we have a special offering we've been doing for a while. We have a free 30-minute licensed prayer practitioner session that you can come. Have you had one yet? Well, you can schedule them while they're still available, and also the one-on-one practitioner sessions. And this information is on our website. So go over there and take a look at oaklandcsl.org, find a practitioner and try one out. If you haven't done it, it is just something to get off your heart, or we can celebrate a vision that's fulfilled with you too. We'd love to do that. And we also have a hotline prayer that you can call, and go to the website and look under contact us. And in the middle of the page, you're going to see the prayer number, and we'll call you. You leave a message and we'll call you back and pray with you. And the other thing is, the Centers for Spiritual Living has a World Ministry of Prayer. This is really incredible too, worldministryofprayer.org. So stay today. Sally's hosting the prayer room. Stay today. Try out having prayer. You will guaranteed feel better afterwards. Okay, so now we have our closing information. So let's say together right here, and we've got a PowerPoint coming up. Peter? Well, here we are. Good. All right. Right now, we'll say it together. I now use the power within to experience the good that God is. Yes, right here, right now. And we have the dynamic Kev Choice. Thank you for coming today.
With the help of my virtual keyboard choir, we will now sing our closing song that has been spoken many times. We are always blessed whenever we can come together, whenever we can worship together, whenever we can sing together, pray together, listen to the word together, offer together. We are always blessed in these moments, and continue to be blessed through this week. Whatever transitions are going on in our country, the most important transitions are the transitions within, on a daily basis, that we control, the love and the energy that we control. Ashe.